And greetings and welcome to another episode of Soul Talk, where we talk Star Citizen and members of the community. Yes, the community, I don't mean you. How's everybody doing out there? Today is August 1st, 2024. We made it to another month in this year. And I'm joined by my co-host, Kalrati. How are you doing?
Hello, how are you doing? Is my mic good? Hello, beautiful people.
You're doing, you alright, you alright.
Aye.
How was your week, man?
Oh, pretty good, pretty active. I just actually came from a friend's visit. They had afternoon tea, so we just hung out. We vibed a little bit, and then earlier this week we went to this place called VR World because I wanted to introduce them to some VR experiences and those things. So yeah, it was actually pretty good. I ran in the rain. I took a jog in the rain. It was the most relaxing feeling yesterday. Played some Star Citizen because we're hoping to get, the Evocati build to Wave 1 PTU very soon. I'm excited for that. And
yeah, they dropped the patch like 2 hours ago.
Yeah, they did. And how you been? How's the week been?
I've been doing all right. Like I said, it's a new month. I did some adulting today. I paid my bills because it's a new month. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm currently watching Showdown, which is a sequel to Jason Bourne, that franchise. I'm watching The Citadel, which is a production by Anthony and Joseph Russo. Collectively, they're known as the Russo brothers. You may remember them from directing The Avengers.
Yeah.
And they come back to do more Avengers, as a matter of fact. But yeah, there's a whole lot of. Did you watch the San Diego Comic-Con this week?
No, but I did see some clips, so I kind of have an idea of what to expect. It's pretty exciting. I'm a bit surprised by some of the casting, but I guess we'll have to wait and see how it goes.
Right. Yeah. And I'm also checking out Suicide Squad Isekai. It's an anime involving Suicide Squad.
Really?
Yeah. And I know you're into anime too, but it seems like anime is trying to outdo themselves when it comes to ridiculous titles. You know what I mean?
That is so true.
Like just this season, they have "Why Does Nobody Remember Me in This World?" That's one title. The VTuber Legend: How I Went Viral After Forgetting to Turn Off My Stream. That's another title. After that one. Yeah, A Journey to Another World: Raising Kids While Adventuring. And one of my favorites for this season is called I Parry Everything. The first episode for I Parry Everything is called I Parry a Cow.
Yeah, they're really doing a lot with these names. I'm totally fine with the three-word names, but the whole sentence, man.
And one of my favorite titles from a previous season, not this current season, is called Budariba, The Story of a Man Turned into a Pig.
I wonder if it's because the Japanese translation is a lot simple. Well, the Japanese version is a lot simpler.
That's what the thing is. I don't know if it's a translation or not, but that's what they call it.
Oh man! Wow.
Yeah, and just to let people know, I'm not trolling when it comes to these titles. All these titles are real. So yeah, other than that, not much. Trying to stay cool. It's like 90 degrees up here in Boston.
Oh, I've seen some of the temperatures there.
I heard it was 100 in Maryland. How is it where you are?
So I don't think it's ever crossed 90 here. So currently, as some of you would know, in the Caribbean we have a dry season and a wet season only. We don't have multi-seasons like winter and spring and those things, even though we still experience some of the effects like fall and where the leaves fall and such. But so as a result, as we're near the equator, the temperature usually remains, at the very, very most, it would climb up to approximately 89. So currently, we are at 84 degrees, and that's about 9 p.m. Eastern. So by the way, everyone who's global, we talk Fahrenheit here. We're not talking Celsius. Yeah. So yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. So for those who are accustomed, like myself, to Celsius, that's around 29 degrees Celsius. So yeah, so we never really crossed 33, 34 degrees.
How cold did you get down there?
So closer to, well, at least right now, it never really drops below. Well, as it's nighttime, I think this is going to be the coldest right now. Closer to when you guys are experiencing winter, it would normally drop to about 75.
75 in the winter. Wow.
Yeah. but
Okay.
nothing super cold.
Right. That's like jacket weather, huh?
I guess kind of, but I mean, it's totally welcoming because the humidity can be crazy. A friend of mine, he just came from the Netherlands, and he had to adjust because the humidity was so high here.
Alright, so let's get this show on the road. Let me do my monologue and let people know guess what they're talking about, and then we get the show on the road. So, this one is 19th year anniversary. It came out in July of 2005. So that's one hint. But I'm gonna read this and see if people can get it. So here we go. Johnny, you were at 4,000 Kelvin. Any hotter, you're approaching a supernova. That's the temperature of the sun. And not only could you kill yourself, but you could set fire to the Earth's atmosphere and destroy all human life as you know it.
I think I got this one.
You think you got this one? All right, they're going to bring people down. And by the way, if you are available, come on in and talk with us in Discord. We don't bite. Talk to us about what's going on this week in Star Citizen. So welcome face to face, welcome Pop.
Welcome, folks.
So you have a guest?
I do not have a guess.
Pop, do you have a guess?
No.
CC Creator. Oh, sorry. CC Creator, tell us what it is. I already said that. There you go. Oh, CC Creator, come on now. You almost had me saying that was right, but that's not correct. Why you going to get the number wrong? Fantastic Four, 2005. Okay, yeah.
I feel good. Thank you, CC Creator. I feel good.
Yeah, so... And as you know, announcing San Diego Comic Con, they're having a new Fantastic Four cast put together. And Pedro, I can't remember his name, but Pedro Mandalorian is going to be Richard.
Yeah, I was going to say Pedro Camacho, but
yeah, I was thinking the same thing too. Pedro Camacho, that's not the right Pedro.
Right.
Pedro Pascal.
Pascal, thank you. Yeah, Mandalorian. He's going to be the Richard, so that should be good.
Can I say this though before we could continue? I would like to definitely give a shout out to Kalrati. You are a beautiful person. You're the only person I've ever heard who says they have a great time jogging in the rain.
I love it.
I mean, I would take my cart in the rain, but I don't want it to rust.
It's not waterproof.
It's not waterproof at all. Yeah, it's not really all terrain. Even though they may say it's all terrain, it's not all terrain. Like, okay, the great thing about my cart is that it can go in like 4 inches of snow.
Really? Okay.
Mostly. Yeah, but what?
So you can hook up a what they call it, a plow in the front.
No, I can't hook up my plow because as soon as I slow down, I might get stuck. So I have to keep a full speed in order to not get stuck. But yeah. So yeah, all right. So let's get the show on the road. Starting with the sneak peek from last week. That rhymes. Hey. And the sneak peek from last week is called "Let There Be Light." So what do y'all think?
I love it.
Yeah, that's the thing I noticed. But okay, does anybody else feel like they're fluorescent tubes? I'm like, or maybe they're LEDs. I don't know, but fluorescent tubes. That's what they look like. But,
hey,
yeah. I'm like, where did they get fluorescent tubes in 29 whatever?
Like, why wouldn't they have fluorescent tubes?
Why? I would just think they would have something different, but hey, if that's what they got, that's what they got.
Like, I mean, they should tile. They're not dirt poor, but they'll have advanced side tech, whatever.
Yeah.
Gotta make do.
Yeah.
My question is,
one of them.
My question is, who replaces them when they go out?
When they go out, yeah. I'm like,
That's my
That's another mission,
question.
man.
yeah, because they could look like the one on the it looks like it's a double. I don't know how to give you directions on where it's at, but it's on the far
Okay.
side, on the in the middle, but it looked like an office light that they took and put
Am
it
I
up
close
because
there?
it's a double. It's a double,
Yeah,
Look
I
like,
did,
Am I close there?
Where it's above.
It's
It's
above.
above. Yeah, it's above. You see a little piece of a chain. Like the chain is. It looks like a double off. An office light, an old office light. You know. Okay. I mean, they just. Yeah. I get it.
They got what
get
they
it.
got.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
They outlawed editing light bulbs. Okay. Yeah. So let there be light. That is the sneak peek from last week.
We getting
Oh,
biblical
cool.
here.
Well, I mean, hey. Okay, so up next we have Star Citizen Live. This is called Star Citizen Live Gamedev, making Fob. And I just want to start by having a word from Jared before we get too far into it. But here's a word from Jared right from the beginning.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to CIG Reacts. I'm your host, Jared Huckabee. On today's program, we're just going to sit and watch a bunch of videos made by you and tell you what we didn't like.
I feel called out. What do y'all think?
I love it.
CIG React. So what are we? Are we Soul Citizens React? We gotta change our name, Griffin.
Apparently we are.
You know what? That would be funny if they kind of did a flip on something like that. That would be cool. I like
Salty
to see
Mike.
them do that.
I volunteer Salty Mike as tribute.
You said the name. You said the name. I
They
didn't.
poke at him too
I
much,
didn't.
man.
I didn't. You said the name. I didn't.
Only because Jared says his name almost every week. So hey.
Hey,
They love each
no
other.
problem.
They poke at each other. They poke him too much, man.
No, but seriously, making FOB a forward operation base. They call it FOB, but I don't think that sounds right. But yeah, what do y'all think?
He's a jumping. Okay, Pops. Go.
No, it was an interesting show. Kit bashing, I don't know. Every time I do it, no matter how and where I place things, I never feel it's correct. Putting mountains together and stuff like that, I'm always like, does it look real? I don't know. It's just, I guess when you do it, when somebody else does it, it looks perfect. When I'm doing it for me, it just never looks right. But my son always tells me it looks good. Leave it alone.
I mean, my brother
Yeah.
has a saying: "It's good enough for government work." So, because I think. Cause I'm kind of a perfectionist too, Pop. So I know where you're coming from.
That's what I was trying to say, because that's one of the main things that when doing the music, though, Pops, like when we do it, that's why it's always good to have a second pair of ears, third pair of ears to hear something, because sometimes you can get so wrapped up into yourself that, like you just said, fastcart, being a perfectionist, you don't realize when you need to stop. Just like, listen, no, the record's fine, leave it alone. That's the hardest thing to learn how to do.
Yeah, leave it alone.
Learn how to leave it alone.
I mean, George Lucas, he started something, and then 20 years later, he finished it. So, yeah, especially you call it a special edition. Just let it sit for a while, and then come back to it.
Yeah, especially when it's of your own creation, it's hard to just let it go, and just be satisfied with it.
Because there's always that voice that says, "Man, I could have did this better. I could have did that better. I could have did this." You just got to learn how to say to that voice, "Shut the hell up."
Like I said before, you're good enough for government work.
There you go.
What's that
So
old?
yeah, you had any other
song?
thoughts?
No, just saying. What's that old gospel song? Man, because he's rewritten that old gospel. I mean, he's got 25 versions of the old gospel songs. That's always you. You never satisfied.
Yeah. But to the episode, my views on it. I always like watching them do stuff like this to kind of understand their philosophy and level design. And looking at how the way they look at flow maps of the way they want to funnel players in, vantage points, things like that. I know it's a little bit kind of similar to, from a cinematic point of view, but a lot more in depth from a gameplay, because you have so many more variables and other things like that to contend with. But it's just always cool to just kind of sit back and relax and just watch somebody go through their process of doing what they do.
Yeah. Now I do have a question for Kalrati, though.
Yeah.
Now in Evocati, right? He mentions that the distribution centers in Pyro are different. In your opinion, are they different? Did they just copy and paste them, make a little bit directional changes? Are they different?
Well,
in
we
Pyro?
haven't. We've never been able to get access to the distribution centers in Pyro yet, so I can't really say for sure.
Okay.
But I'm excited to see the differences, though.
Yeah. And I was okay. No, that's the inside. Never mind. That's inside Star Citizen.
Yeah.
I stopped. Okay.
So, Kalrati, did you have a chance to watch the episode?
I didn't entirely, but I did see some bits and pieces. And what what brought to mind was that, while it's really, really cool and all to see, all of the manual work being put together, I'm super crossing my fingers that similar to how they have the procedural layout generator, that this is also part of that kind of model as well. That they can lay out these things based on certain conditions and based on certain rule sets, so that they can speed these things up while keeping that unique kind of aspect, apart from the layout, but that they can actually integrate these things for the layout, for the props and such. So that was what was in my mind as I watched part of this video.
Well, some of the things that stood out to me was to talk about they said how much does narrative play into creative levels, and they said they depend on levels. In 3 weeks on ISC, we'll see Planet Thought location. In 2 weeks on Star Citizen Live, we'll see Fire. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
And,
that's next week, I think.
And Gab Robin did more concept for Star Citizen, but he'll be on ISC in top 8 ship Showdown, so looking forward to that. And hold on. Oh, yeah, got it. Now I can tell a joke. And this episode, we found out that Dargenator was wrong. So there's that. So, yeah, Dargenator, you're wrong. But yeah, they said 4.0 is targeting a date versus promising a date. They want to reach that target date. So, they're talking about promising versus aspiration, that word again. They're trying to reach 4.0. Before CitizenCon, and we'll see whether or not how close they get. But that's a hope rather than a promise. So just letting people know.
Yeah.
And so if you don't want to watch the whole thing, you can watch the Nimbifiers summary. So check that out if you prefer. It's only a minute long. And that is Star Citizen Live from last week. All right, then. So up next we have This Week in Star Citizen. A happy Monday, or Thursday now, but yeah, you get the point. On Tuesday, talk about the Galactapedia. It's a huge one. Thursday, talk about Inside Star Citizen. We'll get to that at the end of the episode. Friday, episode, talk about Open, Dave Haddock, and Will Weitzbomber dropping on the only content for Star Citizen Live interview. We'll get to learn who they are, how they came to CIG, share stories from the early stage of development, and talk about John Simmel and when he came to defend himself. So poor John Simmel. Just this is one of those episodes where you're going to learn about the people and history that make such that it's impossible. So yeah, looking forward to that one tomorrow, and that'll be Friday, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, and 3 p.m. East UTC on twitch.tv/StarCitizen. So that'll be a fun episode. Then I'm going to scroll down and look at the top images from this week. So this is number one. I believe that's the Gladius with a certain paint on it. And that is by Nash the Black. So congratulations for getting featured. And I really like this one. This is from Brawl Isco. That's a good
This
one.
is my favorite.
Yeah, that's a good wallpaper.
That look she has on her face, like who? What? What are you talking about?
I sent this one to Colossals, and Colossal, this guy, everybody what's something you like.
She might be the one to take the whole city down.
Man.
Know, right? Can't underestimate.
And this is M0T4 or Malta, I guess. So congratulations. They look cold. I mean, considering how hot today was, that makes me feel cooler. And this is number 4 by Monoblock
like
Chair.
That one. That was mine. I like that one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can't tell if they got a helmet on, but I hope they got a helmet on. Yeah, all right. So yeah, then they're going to scroll back up and look at the VIP for this week. MVP. Challenge coin display by QuickShots03. We're all big fans of challenge coins, especially in the community, so much that we've been creating them for the verse as well. If you meet an org in person, they'll have one to trade. And QuickShots03 has created some awesome display case for their collection. So yeah. And I'll go to the next page, and this is their. They have a hub entry. So yeah, QuickShots03, congratulations on MVP. Tribute to the Saber Raven Owner Club. Let me see if I can get the second. There it is. So you got that one, and then you have this one. Oh yeah, pretty cool. Congrats.
Congrats, man.
All right, and this pack came out 2 hours ago. Yeah, about 2 hours ago, just over that. So, this is wave 1. Oh, okay, I thought it was Evocati, but this is wave 1. Yeah, this is wave 1. I thought it was Evocati. I'm sure you should seen Evocati. Well,
thanks, Danger Hobo. He just called it out in the chat there.
So yeah, I see Evocati there, but I didn't see that. I didn't see the wave 1 up here.
Yes,
so
they
yeah,
literally just changed it. So
they changed it.
Yeah, they just changed it. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. So yeah, wave 1. Okay. So the audience Evocati particularly wave 1 after 3 hours. Okay. So yeah, starting at you receive 15 million. The current bill is under NDA. Not anymore, right?
Not anymore. So people can stream and do all of that.
Wave 1. So you can, thank you. Please monitor ETF testing chat. Testing and feedback focus. Persistent and instant hangers. Personal instant hangers. Freight elevators, storage access, hangar decorations, cargo hauling mission. Not ready for testing and feedback. Cargo commodity rebalance and dynamic event blockade runner. There are several known issues. This looks longer than previous week. What do you think, Kalrati? It is longer than previous week? Okay, it's not just me.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but it's manageable. It's manageable. Like once you just focus on like the cargo stuff and such, it's not as headache inducing as the known issues list would make you believe.
And then they have bug fixes. Not going to read each one of these, but what is that? 6? Yeah, 6 bug fixes. And they fixed 2 client crashes. So congrats. And congrats to CID for hitting a wave 1 PTU now. So yeah.
Excellent job.
Have at it, folks. Have fun with that.
Yeah, with patience.
And God bless you.
And please do not use. Oh, I was gonna say do not use large hangars, but since most of you all have big ships, good luck with the queues because they don't have a lot of large hangars. So
Oh, they don't have a long. Okay, that's
yeah,
unfortunate.
so yeah, what usually happens is that it usually gives you the largest hangar, the largest persistent hangar
Right.
based on your ship, right? So
Right.
let's say you have let's say a Starfarer. So I think that is attributed to a large hangar. And because of the amount of physical hangar doors, if a lot of persons have where their largest ship is one that uses a large hangar, and once again we don't have a lot of large hangars and extra large hangars at the home bases, then you may experience relatively high queues to even.
How high are we talking?
Sometimes it can be about, so when you request the ATC to leave, you would sometimes see a message if it's 200 seconds, 800 seconds, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't always last that long. It all depends on how long it takes for the person to leave. So sometimes it can last, but sometimes it can last that long. So that's why, yeah, I'm really
Is that
glad
an issue? Or that's a known issue?
So, no, well, the thing is, it's not an issue per se. It's just based on the design, because since we only have a certain set amount of physicalized doors for small, medium, large, and extra large, depending on the number of traffic of players spawning and requesting to leave, you're just in a queue. So you have to wait until it's your position to leave. Previously, though, I don't know if it's been completely fixed yet. The queues never really went away. So if you were experiencing like an 800-second queue or even a 200-second queue, it never actually came up to your spot to leave. But I think it's been addressed. But yeah, it's just something, especially when it comes to this first wave, and as they open up the other waves, and even when they go to wave to live, you may find yourself experiencing this kind of queue until, for instance, people start spreading out and start leaving the home base, and yeah, so just something to keep in mind. Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, I have a lot of ships, so yeah. Okay, I hope they get that fixed. I have quite a few large ships too. What's my largest ship? I have a 600, so that's large. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right, thanks for letting us know.
One last thing that I would totally advise persons to do. I don't think they're doing a wipe because they've never talked about a wipe. But given that everything is pretty much physicalized, let's say for example, you don't plan on staying at your home base and you want to move a lot of the things to your space station. What you can do now is if the database is being reset but persistence is remaining on, which means that everything that you've collected is just going to reset to your home base, you can go up to the space station and purchase some 8 SU boxes so that when we get this to live, all your 8 SU boxes is going to be at your home base.
Okay.
So you could always put stuff in those 8 SU boxes and just ship it, to your space station. Because unfortunately, I don't think we're going to have access to purchasing 8 SU boxes at the home bases, which still sucks. We only have like 1 SU, an 8 SU, and 2 SU for the very most. But just something to keep in mind, depending on those, depending on how many things that you have.
All right, thank you for that. Appreciate it. So, hopefully they'll get that fixed and worked out before live. Yeah, we shall see. So, did I ask you, Kalrati, when do you think it'll go live?
Oh man, it is hard to say because this has been a roller coaster of an experience. I'm sure some fellow Evos like Jade and Gumab in the chat can definitely testify to that. But if we're going wave 1 now, I don't know, because it's only been a couple of days yesterday in fact, that they actually released as part of the patch another commodity rebalance in terms of the loading times and such. I know that we kind of tested the dynamic event last week for Blockade Runner. I wasn't present, so I don't know if how successful it was, if they even did it. But possibly like with a wild guess, maybe 3 weeks from now. But
Okay.
it all depends on how much load affects the actual happenings of the features right now and all of that. So we'll see.
And by the way, this is just a guess. He's not making a promise or anything.
Yeah,
He's just guessing.
yeah, just a guess.
Right. All right. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. All right. So up next we have Ship Showdown. So this is Kalrati, you can just put all these links in one time. Just go one by one. But yeah, I just want to say that they were hyping it up. They do tend to hype it. 3 days or 5 days or whatever. So yeah, this is 3 days till Ship Showdown, and then tomorrow, so 1 day until Ship Showdown, and then Ship Showdown, and you have a cinematic going. So, yeah. So Ship Showdown is here. This is just a campaign phase, but we'll get to that in a moment. We talked a little bit about it last week about what people will expect it will win. Maybe someone may want to change their vote, change their guess, or what have you. But yeah. So then you got the Ship Showdown community call, July 30th to August 13th, 2 weeks. What is your favorite ship in the verse? And they're doing something a little different this time. They have these divisions. Well, they had divisions before, but they updated the division. So they have heavy duty division, industrial, freedom division, racing, run and gun division, combat, pathfinder division, exploration, freighter division, transport, alien division, alien vehicles, road warrior division, ground vehicles, underdog division, the little guys. So yes, write an original song, build something on blocks, take an epic game shot in-game shot, make a trailer, music video. Heck, build the ship for real if you want it, if you have to it. So yes, so you put support for your favorite flyable, drivable vehicle and 8 distinct divisions by submitting original quiz to the community hub or taking your favorite vehicle out for a spin. And that's the other thing that's different. Let me see if I can find it. No, the top 2 flyable, drivable vehicles in each division with the most activity will make it into the Ship Showdown tournament, where they'll go head-to-head in the Ultimate Showdown for the Aerospace Champion. Don't forget to upvote, like, and share your favorite fan-made creation as a spot in Elite 8 of this celebratory snackdown will ensure that ships available to catch fly for free starting August 23rd. With the Final Four competitor receiving a special in-game paint and poster, and the winners receiving in-game champion pennant commemorating, thank you, the 29-54 win. I get the word right eventually. So you have that long until to vote and submit. And they got quite a few on-site community hub already. So yeah, I think anyone been checking out what's been submitted so far.
Yeah,
Nope.
check out some of the
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was asking. Go ahead.
No, I was saying I checked out some of the photos and stuff like that. It's pretty good looking. I like it.
Anything caught your eye?
Nothing really special to me yet. So I'm keeping, as they said, my ears to the streets.
How about you, Pops?
No. I mean, well, with the one the poets put out, would that count?
Yeah, I that's coming up.
Okay.
That's coming up. Okay. So yeah, transition from Planet X, log into X to check out the latest submissions, support your favorite. Ship Showdown submission archive. This is from previous Ship Showdown and stuff like that. So yeah. You have 11 days to submit and vote. So make sure you get your favorite ship up there. How about you, Kalrati? Have you anything you like? My bad.
Not entirely this time. Coincidentally, as Popson mentioned, the one with the poets. I'm just crossing fingers that some of the ships that haven't received any paints at all can finally get some paints.
Yeah. The prisoner said the main vehicle is winning. What is the main vehicle this time, the prisoner? No, Nursa is the main vehicle.
And what if it's
Sorry.
Nursa?
Oh yeah, I mean, I don't really consider it a meme because it's pretty useful. But yeah, I guess it is a meme vehicle for this year. So, but yeah, this is the Spectrum version. Your favorite ship needs your help. It begins. The fantastic feud for fighters, and frigates has begun. Phase 1 has begun. Make some noise for your favorite pilotable vehicles in the verse. But it needs to make it to Phase 2, a tournament bracket for the top 16 chosen by you. How did it make it there? Create an original artistic creation, upload it to Community Hub or Twitter with the hashtag Ship Showdown and hashtag Star Citizen. Note, submitting your creation on social media, the following image template must be embedded in your image or video in a place where the text is legible. So yeah, you download that. They already talked about the different division. Looking for something. Okay, Act Fast, you have until August 13th, 2024. 1 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. UTC before Phase 1 ends. May the best vehicle win. And have a couple of follow-up posts for the from the dev. Jake Acapella responded to this person. In addition to contrast entries, they're looking for total fight time in the verse. That's what I was looking for. And Jake Acapella responded, "Yeah, just the live player fight time will be considered for the ship showdown, not DTU, not the other test server, just the live tester, just the live server." And going to this one, another one I asked, are there ships that should not be included? The Glaive, for example. And Jack Acapella responded, the Great Cat PTV, the Xperia Glaive, the Vandal Scythe, the Consolidated Outland Mustang Omega, and the Aegis Saber Raven are not eligible for Ship Showdown. All other vehicles that are palatable in-game are up for consideration, so keep that in mind. This is from Freya Benedict, hopefully I pronouncing that correctly. Ship Showdown 2954 Phase 1 have begun. They're basically going over some of the similar stuff, but I think this is the thread that you can put this stuff in. But yeah, to maximize your chances, take the maximize your favorite chances of advancing to Phase 2 and top 16. Take it off a spin or 10 and upvote and reshare the content of the vessel you want to win. Don't forget that the Elite 8 will be free to fly starting August 23rd. For all the details in Ship Showdown contest rules, see the submission so far, head to the Ship Showdown Hub and get in on the action. And the showdown commences now. So yeah. So this is different. Like, they're taking into account how much time a ship is flown in this one. So how do people feel about that? No?
I don't know what to think.
You don't know what to say?
I don't either. Don't know either.
If you want it's not like if you want your ship to win, you're gonna just go fly it around and that's gonna make it win. I don't think that's possible.
I mean, in Discord, they talk about, I believe it was Togi. They said that it's less likely that meme ships will win because of the rule. But I'm like, if someone is determined and they get a posse going, I wouldn't underestimate them.
Oh my goodness! Yeah.
team of 100 people just having secondary computers, just having secondary accounts
Exactly.
of the same exact shit.
A
just
secondary,
Kalrati.
computer,
24
a laptop.
All you have to do
Kalrati
is just
gave a
one
whole bunch of
small
people
nudge
ideas.
with your mouse to keep it from timing out.
Yeah, I would not underestimate people, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it would work. It could.
And this is another post from Freya, but it's scrolled. You can't see it because it's scrolled down, but I'll just read it. Ship Showdown ends on August 13th at 2000 UTC, 1 p.m. Pacific. They adjusted the announcement, so they clarified the time. So you have until August 13th to submit their thing. And speaking of the poet, he has a message for you, so I'm going to click on this and let people hear it real quick.
When it comes to style, comfort, luxury, and sophistication, these are the things embodied in the Origin JumpWorks 890 Jump. Come fly with me across the stars with a drink in one hand and dreams in another.
So I thought that was cool. And you know,
That was cool.
I think the 890 has a solid chance this year. What do y'all
See,
think?
I'm hoping.
Fish Pops, do you think the 890 has a solid chance?
Uh-oh.
Why did you
that I
both
don't
sound
like
like
the 890.
you both sound like some kind of Star Wars creature just now? I can't remember what. Was that a Wookiee impersonation you were just doing?
It wasn't meant to be. It just came out like that. Oh.
Yeah, so
When it comes to style,
I meant to pause, didn't mean to unmute. But yeah, Star Citizen posted, where's our Origin JumpWorks fans in this week's Chip Showdown? And there's a quote, find out which Origin ship the Port 42 is voting for this year. And we know it's the 890s, so yeah, good luck to all your 890s owners out there. Maybe you'll get a skin this time. Yeah, but I wish everybody luck. All right, so up next we have Galactapedia. Oh yes, this is a huge update on this week. This came out 2 days ago. So yeah, it's gonna be scroll down. Kayak, welcome to July's Galactapedia update roundup. This month we learned the history of Shubin Interstellar. Get an overview of the Odyssey, the Expanse, the Ironclad, Fury, Scorpius, and other ships and vehicles. We also visit the home system of human and cover the common laws that govern the entirety of the United Empire of Earth. Join the Spectrum thread for any discussions or feedback. So you got a full-length article, the Shubin Interstellar, and then you have, oh my goodness, I'm going to have to read all these. Odyssey, Expanse, Hoverquad, Ironclad Assault, Shulin, Cool Culture, Fury MX, Fury Alex, Mule, Astra, Scorpius, and Terry, Juice Mark II ES, Juice Mark II MR, Juice Mark II CL, Saber Fiber, Saber Comet, Saber Raven, Common Law, Soul System. There
you go.
That was a whole lot. So yeah, a vegetable feast of Galactapedia entry this time. Anyone had a chance to look at any of these?
A little bit.
Yeah, I looked on two of them where my interest was the Zeus ES. I'm sorry. So I looked at that one, talked about the radar. And the other one that I was hoping had more information was the soul system. The home of humans.
Yeah.
Humans.
Humans. Yeah, how about you, Kalrati?
Yeah, so I was mainly looking at like Pop said, a soul system, as well as the common laws. I was expecting there to be a bit more information about the common laws, but it just made me think and hope that we can get more integration with regards to this, and seeing how impactful trading in those things and bringing certain items and even being scanned by the security can have some kind of impact on our gameplay experience. Because for quite some time ago, I think it was well into the maturity of the baby PU. We were getting information on, okay, what kind of items certain planetary sectors are okay with. So that mixed in with the core laws of the UEE, I'm really hoping that apart from the lore, that this gets fleshed in further into the whole gameplay side of it. So it's interesting to see them, start there.
Okay. And speaking of the soul system, I pulled that link up. So yeah, soul system, hashtag soul system, hashtag human system. The soul system is the planetary system of the United Empire of Earth, UEE, that consists of a G-type main sequence star, one mesoplanet, 3 terrestrial planets, 2 gas giants, 2 ice giants, a dwarf planet, and an asteroid belt. So I guess they're calling Pluto the dwarf planet still. It's not a real planet. UEE government is where the Imperator and the Champion Senate is located. 2 of its planets are fully colonized alongside multiple moons. The 3rd planet from its sun, Earth, Sol 3, is both the human homeworld and the current capital of the UEE. Yeah. And then talk about the common laws. I have this up because I thought it interesting. Common laws, hashtag common laws, hashtag laws, hashtag human laws, hashtag UEE law. The common laws are a set of baseline rights, privileges, and standards that apply to all who reside in the UEE, regardless of the representation status of their location. These laws include fundamental personal freedom, safety standards, health services, basic education, a system to allow for interplanetary trade and travel, jump point discovery and exploration, and the allowance of existence of the security force to protect from external threats and internal crime. These laws were established in SCY 2525 after the passage of Common Laws Initiative, sponsored by Senator Nomi Rowe of Tetlis Davin 2. So that is the common law. Any thoughts about those 2 entries?
No, I didn't see anything that I haven't seen before.
Yeah. Okay. It's been a month since I've refreshed my memory about the common law. Like, I knew what the common law was, but seeing it again, updated, it refreshed my memory. So that's cool. And then we have the Spectrum Edition, Galactapedia update, July 30th. I'm just going to scroll down because we have a couple of dev posts. So, like I said, Randolph Harding say, what a piece of update. Say hi, big responded. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed them. Phenomenon Foo Mania says the ironclad base blurb had 6 turrets in addition to 4 missile launchers. Assume this is an error. It was, and I guess they fixed it. And then if you scroll down, Captain Surge Fund had a couple of a few posts. Not gonna go into too deep, but they seem to have a conversation going along. But yes, basically, maybe the word you're looking for, inhospitable, or maybe uninhabitable. But yeah, just wondering about that. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting. So I'm sorry. So yeah, tell you how big is always trying to help be helpful. I thought that was cool. Alrighty then. Oh yes, this is the last one before we get to the ISC. I'm looking at the time. So yeah, check out the venue for Into Atmosphere. When we say it's a world-class event that need a world-class facility, we truly mean it. Aviva Studios, factory INTL. It was absolutely beautiful. So I'm gonna play this video. It's about a minute long. Let's check it out.
Hey, also Crucian here from Atmo Esports, and I was here earlier at Aviva Studios doing the technical walkthrough for our event, Enter Atmosphere, and I just wanted to seriously just show you guys a little bit of where the location we're going to be at here in Aviva Studios called the Hall, and honestly, just being here in person is seriously just getting me excited for the event. So if you haven't grabbed your tickets yet, I promise you they're going to sell out and you're going to miss out on probably one of the best Star Citizen esports events yet. I promise you that. And also, if you're participating in Fight or Flight and you're saying that you don't want to participate or come to CitizenCon, hey, all I'm going to say is that this is going to be a night to remember. So don't miss out. Grab your tickets. I appreciate y'all's support. And I can't wait for you guys to see what we have planned for Enter Atmosphere 2954 after CitizenCon.
Thank you for that, Christian. So yeah, people are looking forward to CitizenCon. I'm trying to pull up the link to CitizenCon real quick because I wanted to see. I wanted to double check. But yeah, I believe tickets have already sold out. Let me check.
Wow.
Yeah, tickets sold out like a month ago. So yeah, tickets are already sold out. So if you can't buy any more. And you know, we still have 2 months, over 2 months before CitizenCon. So I don't think I've ever seen it sold out this early before.
I think given what person saw last year, they're just super excited of what may actually occur this year with all the speculations and such.
Oh, Copy Sure Fun is in chat. If I see her at the CitizenCon, we pull her to the side to discuss something. All right.
Oh my gosh.
Cap, you gotta record that.
Yes, exactly. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have our break intermission before ISC, and then we'll get to ISC. So we're gonna click on this and get the break in. And the break has started, so thank you all for joining us. Appreciate everyone for supporting us. If you're a subscriber, you're watching this along with us. If you're on YouTube, you're watching this along with us too. So thank you for supporting us there. Everywhere that you can support us, we appreciate it. Patreon, buying merchandise, we always support. We always appreciate your support, and we always try to pass it back on to the community. So yeah, it's when it comes to giveaways and other event. So appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, now we have another 24 seconds. I just got fool around. Not fool around. That's a bad way of putting it.
That's for after hours, FC. Come on.
Oh boy.
I didn't mean it that way. Didn't mean it that way.
Sure you didn't.
I'm like, where's my gold shirt?
Oh my god.
Yeah, you done activated. You done activated.
So we are back. Thank you for that. And now we're up to ISC, and it's going to call Inside Citizen Alpha 4.0. What we do in space. Oh, let's hit it. This is 14 minutes long. I'm going to go through the whole thing. Grab a drink and grab a snack.
By this point, it's pretty safe to say that all of you watching now know that Pyro is the next star system upcoming to the Star Citizen Persistent Universe in the upcoming Alpha 4.0. And 2 weeks ago, we started ISC's journey through the jump point to get there. And it's a good one. You should check it out if you haven't already. But what is there actually to do in the Pyro system once we get there? It's not all just pandemonium and chaos. To start, nearly every mission type and every gameplay system we've developed for Stanton works there as well. That means a life of cargo, salvage, mining, bounty hunting missions, and more are already ready to go due to their systemic development. But that's just the head start. There are also a number of new mission types, gameplay systems, and wholly unique experiences that arrive with Pyro and Alpha 4.0. And we'll be spending the next several weeks discussing them. Starting this week with What We Do in Space, where we're talking about a new kind of space station built with the more efficient level design lessons learned in Stanton. A brand new, ongoing, never stopping, never quitting contested zone system that'll reward you more and more the longer you can hold it. And a sneak peek at asteroid bases that'll require both ship and FPS combat combined to overcome and explore for its rewards. Let's find out more.
So let's start with space stations. So in Pyro, we have 12 space stations. One of them is the jump point station that you arrive at, coming from Stanton.
When you arrive in the gas cloud, you can't see every part of the station. It's impossible. In your cockpit, you're just gonna see like a bit of it. And then when you get closer, you're gonna see like, oh, yeah, that's huge.
They are quite a bit bigger and more involved than you would find in Stanton.
The exteriors are very aggressive looking. They're very spiky. There's an almost fractal nature to it.
The space stations are owned to like different like factions, so you can see like the factions and branding on top of some of the stations. And then you can see like, oh, if like rough and ready, you're gonna have problems.
The Rough and Ready gang is one of our main operators in the Pyro system. Almost every single rest stop refueling station is going to be run by Rough and Ready. They started off back in 2939 when this enforcer named Rook had had enough. He had this great plan about how they could take over the fuel operations in the system, and the ruling council of the headhunters deemed that it was too risky. But a lot of other people had gotten wind of Rook's plans, and so he ended up splintering off and kind of forming his own gang. Rook decided to take on this symbology of rest and relax, which is a known refueling station, kind of do their own spin on it. And they took the double R and they became Rough and Ready. While they're totally down to defend their territory and they're not going to take any BS from anyone who's opening fire or hurting their business, they also don't get dragged unnecessarily into conflict.
Each of the 12 stations will have a unique exterior, and some of the ones will be Starlight Service Station, Obituary, a very happy name, Gaslight, but maybe that's not what it's really called, and Megumi Refueling, which is not as easy as it sounds to say. And of course there's Checkmate Station, which is a little bit different to how you may have seen it in Pyro Playground and CitizenCon, and there's also Ruin Station.
What sets Ruin apart? It's the big LEO. It was originally Checkmate that you would have seen in Pyro, but it's been greatly expanded. It has significantly revised and enlarged interior with much more gameplay opportunity.
When you arrive in a Pyro space station, you'll recognize some of the activities that you already do in Stanton to be done there as well.
They have the same facilities, things like weapon shops, food courts, hangars.
You have direct access from your hangar to the cargo deck, and that's where you can buy your commodities or sell them, and then you can return right away into your instance hangar and then go off on your trip. From there you can also access the external freight elevators to easily load your Hull Cs, and so we've made these gameplay loops much less tiring in Pyro.
And in Ruin Station we'll have something called the Ghost Arena, which we'll let you discover for yourselves.
So a contested zone, design-wise, we are likening them to kind of a classic MMO dungeon. Instead of the primary way of accessing this content being behind missions, we are taking more of an open approach.
It is an open space for players to go in and farm, get loot, some special rewards, and explore the station even more.
So what I really like about the contested zones is the fact that they are right there next to the social space. It's really quick access, which I think is something that makes Pyro unique. You can be in the social space, you have your shops, you have the hub, you have the clinic, but the contested zone is right there, often through just a door, an airlock.
This will be very visually distinctive. It'll be very cold, there'll be ice along the walls. Some of these don't have the life support systems. The power will be generally out.
We have booby traps and mines. You'll hear the odd rustling inside the vents, with some potential surprises in it.
At some point you'll be facing multiple doors, and every door is giving you different things to fight, different rewards, and so you have to choose where to go. And some of them will be blocked through some puzzle elements, like key cards, to allow you to open the door and access the wing.
Some areas are more secure than others, with better rewards. Other areas are highly contested, and there's more players coming into that space and more like an arena. We really want to take advantage of that, the vibe for Pyro of PvP, of lawlessness, of being out sometimes alone, but hopefully you're there with your buddies to help back you up.
The zone inhabits various types of outlaws. These inhabitants are a constant population within this space. So they're not spawned via missions, they just exist there, and they will respawn over time. So this is a constantly inhabited space with a constant flow of challenges. It also inhabits creatures. Whilst we currently only have Copions, we are also thinking about expanding that potentially in the future.
The ends could, you could be fighting bosses.
A boss fight?
Yes, we would definitely want bosses. They could be guarding the best loot. They could be mission-based bosses that spawn as well. So whether these boss fights come to the contested zones or not, in 4.0 or beyond, is still up for development, but I would personally really like to see that kind of thing added to contested zones to make them feel special.
So we're adding contested zones for 4.0 really to capitalize on the atmosphere, the lawlessness, having players compete with one another, where there's really that tension of getting that loot out of there, but having to fight your way to do it. Fight your way in, fight your way out.
This is all PvP. So you gotta be careful and always be watching out for other players.
Sounds like a meat grinder.
It could be a meat grinder, especially being in Pyro with the PvP aspect. That's something that we are designing towards. Players may choose to go in to hunt other players, which I think adds a really interesting element too, because not only are you wary of the traps, the puzzles, but you have to kind of be wary, watch your back, ambushes from players, that kind of stuff.
For the social core, we've left the green zones so that people can still have an enjoyable social experience. So you don't have to worry about getting ganked every 2 minutes by other players, at least for the social space.
Unlike the global events that such as Siege of Orison or Overdrive, these are spaces that always exist and that you can always go into.
Loot that you've already gotten is going to come back. The time door that we have is timed based off of the world. So you have a really huge incentive to stay there, to keep holding your ground, to really make this your space as long as you can before other people take it from you. And I think that's one of the things that's really exciting to me about bringing this to Pyro.
Pyro has a number of asteroid clusters. They are the newer, larger asteroid clusters, so they should look and feel very different to the ones in Stanton.
Asteroid bases for us are really trying to take advantage of our universe better in terms of the locations that we have. Space is big, space is massive, but for our game, often we don't take as much usage of it as we should. We're taking procedural asteroids and we're carving these locations into it. And we're really providing a lot of variety in the gameplay in a form factor space.
Essentially, we're utilizing the station interior set that we have created, and we're wrapping them around an asteroid, a big asteroid that allows us to be a lot more versatile with the kit that we have and create some interesting layouts for you.
Asteroid Base gives us the opportunity to create missions where you can be in space, then you have to go on the interior to continue the mission. We made a little twist of the bunker, little space where we can have some missions, but in space.
Sometimes we could start with ship combat. You could have heavily defended areas on the outside. You could be engaging enemies outside on the landing pad.
Some of them even have Copion infestations.
That should be fun.
That should be fun.
Asteroid bases are not just for combat. Because they're procedural asteroids, one of the things that's really cool about them is we can have multiple routes into these locations. So players can EVA and enter through a vent hatch. You could find your way in through a hangar. You could go straight through the front door. But there's a lot of room for exploration, finding loot that's been hidden there with loot crates and find certain items that are important for you that you want to use to progress through Pyro, things that you haven't seen before in Stanton.
You tell us what that is?
No, I don't want to spoil it.
As a baseline, we wanted to bring Pyro up to par with all the content that we already have in Stanton, but also make it unique. We believe that with the addition of contested zones and asteroid stations and all the other little pieces will give us unique aspects that really make it feel different from Stanton.
We're really looking forward to you finally getting your hands on the full experience of the stations. There's been a lot of effort put into them. There's a lot more diversity now inside and outside of the stations, both in terms of visuals and design.
Asteroid bases and contested zones for us are two really exciting new location types that we're bringing to the fans for Pyro. It's not a global event, so it's long term. It's always going to be there. You can come back, get new cool stuff, advance your progression, and have fun with your friends and your party, your orgs, and have a great time in Pyro.
What else did we learn this week? Well, we learned that Rough and Ready have cornered the market on space stations in the Pyro system, and that green zones are in place to make the experience in station social areas a bit more manageable for players. That does not extend to the new contested zones, where chaos and carnage will reign supreme, and those who can temper it, solve their puzzles, collect their treasures, and escape will be rewarded for their efforts. And that asteroid bases should allow for a combined arms assault to explore what's contained within, and Christopher doesn't want me to say just yet. We want to make sure it'll work the way we want it to. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Don't forget to vote in the ship showdown when that happens. Don't forget to keep testing 3.24 and 4.0 on PTU when that happens. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development when that happens. And we'll see you all here next week for Fire.
We are back. So yeah, that was an interesting episode.
Yeah.
But let's see what you thought. I have a couple of questions. Was there anything in today's ISC that appealed to you, and what was it? And the second question is, what ratio of time do you think you'll spend split between the Stanton and Pyro systems when 4.0 is out? 50-50, 60-40, and why? So who wants to go first?
Okay, I'll go first. I think for me, for the first question, what stood out to me, I like that they did something with with the space stations, giving a PvP playground. I like to see how the way that works. On the FPS side, we rarely really have too much of an encounter on PvP as far as when it comes to FPS outside of Arena Commander and stuff like that. Second one, I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry. The second question you said.
What ratio do you think you'll spend split between Stanton and Pyro system when 4.0 is out?
Ooh, that's a great question, though. I mean, I think when it comes to cargo, it'll be 50-50 though, FC. Because traveling back and forth, Pyro, I'm assuming the commodity that Pyro is going to need the most is food. Because if you see what they eat over there, then yeah.
Rims ain't so bad.
Pops?
Well, maybe they'll have copium burgers. I don't know.
Oh, God.
Since there's an infestation of them, you
I
never
mean,
know.
I mean, it brings whole new meaning to double dogs.
Yeah, and you don't know what meat's in that stew.
No, you don't.
You ain't lying.
But what are your thoughts about the episode, Pops?
Oh, wow. One thing that really stood out, I am going to, because it threw me if they threw it kind of like a curveball. So to me, when they ruined station, when they made a whole new ruined station, they made it bigger.
They made if I'm correct, they made the old Ruin Station Checkmate, right? So that was very interesting to me how they redid that whole station, made it bigger. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, so if I had to pick one thing, it would be the Ruin Station change.
Cool. Well, what do you think your ratio of time will be split between Stanton and Pyro and Put those out?
You know, FC, I'm going to say 50-50. Because, you know, I want to get that universe feel. I mean, we've been in Stanton's system. We've had a system for so long, you know, but, you know, it going from both, and they're really basically so much different. One is clean and one looks disgusting and everything else. And I want to really.
Have you been to Louisville?
I don't think Louisville compares to Pyro, but yeah, I get you. And so I'm really looking forward to that traveling back and forth, and just that pure adrenaline danger in Pyro, then kind of going back to Stanton and getting going. I made it, you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
That, you know, that feeling, you know.
How about you, Kalrati?
Yeah, so for the first part, it was interesting when one of the devs said that we have direct access to the cargo deck where we can buy our commodities. So from what I understood, or from what I interpreted from his statement, it means that from the elevator or from wherever. Okay. So what he said, at least from what I interpreted to be, is that from your persistent hangar, instanced hangar at the space station, you can go directly to the cargo deck via possibly the elevator, which would mean that we can always just cut all of the travel time that we would normally get from the Stanton-based star system space stations. So it's interesting that there's that advantage of being able to buy and load your cargo commodities a lot faster in Pyro, at least in some of the Pyro space stations, versus the travel time that's required in Stanton. So that was very interesting to kind of note there. In terms of the second one, I guess it definitely depends on. For me, it will depend on whether or not we have any kind of interactions inter-system. So, for instance, if we have missions that would require us to go between star systems. But overall, I think I would find myself being more predominantly present in Pyro. Let's say off the bat, an 80% in Pyro, 20% in Stanton. For a few reasons, Pyro is new. I like the danger, and I'm really interested to see the kind of rewards and experiences that we can get with less safety in the Pyro system. What about you, Pyro?
What about me? For the first part of my question, what would appeal to me? There's several, they talk about contested zones, they're talking about having an MMO dungeon. I was hoping that, I was wondering, what is considered an MMO dungeon, but in space? I guess that would be like the event, that dynamic event, I guess. That would be kind of an MMO dungeon or event. Talk about the meat grinder. I'm not going to participate in that. Drop and jumping across chasm. When they jumped across chasm, hold on, let me get to that point real quick. 826. Is it here? Yeah, this part right here. I don't know about anyone else, but when I saw that jump, I heard Mario music just there. Did anyone else hear Mario music just now? Yeah. That's what I heard that's what I heard when I saw that. For the second part, time between Pyro and Stanton, I'm gonna say 2 hours in Pyro and the rest of the time in Stanton. I'll check it out until I get killed and then never go back. That's probably what it's gonna be for me.
Yeah, I hear you.
Don't be scared, fastcart. You be
Don't be scared. You hold my hand. So yeah, so, I mean, there's quite a few other stuff like copian infestations. I can see people going in to collect copians for fun. Green zone, people try to exploit that somehow. Asteroid cluster, space is big, so yeah, a whole lot of stuff in here.
What I do like about the contested zones is that we don't necessarily need a ship. One, and two, we aren't bombarded by the presence of a ship, because yes, we have places like the underground caves and such, and SPK where we've kind of been away from ships. But this is arguably, in my opinion, the first time that we won't be that we'll have a full FPS on ground experience where we don't have to worry about an overpowering assault from a ship, or even a shout out to Morph, a bomb, that we could just focus on FPS experiences. So that's the other reason why I'm really excited about the contested zones. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing that go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, kind of the feel. I mean, the difference between Stanton and Pyro, they didn't just make a whole bunch of different looking planets. Is that they really looked into making it feel different. Besides just looking different, they really made they took some chances. They, like I said, they changed Ruin Station to accommodate more gameplay. They really, I mean, the jump gates, I was very impressed by. They didn't just kind of people line up. They really thought about these things. So when we move into Nyx and going further, this really makes me excited about other systems that are out there, how much in-depth and unique feeling they're going to have moving forward.
Oh, and by the way, I said I spent 2 hours in Pyro. I think most of that 2 hours will be traveling through the wormhole just to see if I can do it safely. Because I don't know how tough it's gonna be for me personally, but yeah, I want to get some practice on that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, what we need to do is kidnap FC, kind of make it in such a way that he's forced to spawn and register his location at a space station in Pyro.
No.
How to get that done.
Yeah, you're gonna have to take my handprint and change my home somehow. Yeah, that's not gonna work.
So, Roddy, we're gonna tie him up in the basement of his Banu Merchant Man.
Why do y'all feel like this is turning into a weekend at Bernie's kind of thing? What's going on? What's up with this? The Hangover Part 5.
We have to figure out a way to lure him in.
Yeah,
and then grab. Okay. We'll leave the luring that part up to you, Carolina.
All right,
we'll get that done.
Anyway, something Derek did say at the end of any episode, next week is Fire. So, yeah, we'll see about the Fire proposition next week. So, looking forward to that. One thing that did cover in the ISC that we haven't touched on is bosses. And there are quite a few posts regarding that after today's ISC. So, this is from Timebomb777, bosses in Star Citizen. At 7:15, in today's ISC video, bosses were talking about. He said, "For the love of God, do not make them bullet sponge." That's basically what the premise was. But Jack Pierce from CIG said, giant bullet sponge FPS enemies wearing heavy armor aren't our long-term goal for FPS bosses. The bosses you see in Seas of Orison are something the team did with tools that they had at the time. In general, the believability of NPC bosses is really important, so we don't end up with provision-style bullet sponge. We have in the schedule various things to make systemic FPS missions more interesting with NPCs using ground turrets, using ground vehicles, and some stuff that you'd be surprised about in a good way that they won't mention now. And Jack Pierce continues to say, That'd be the idea. The important thing is getting it so it's grounded and believable. Talk about the NPC. The guys you see in Shadow Armor with the increased HP pool are just our way of currently saying that this is the super heavy guy. They wanted to make it consistent across faction, who the super heavy is, mainly so they can easily swap out later with something more grounded. So yeah, you have any thoughts about that so far?
Yeah, I mean, like a juggernaut kind of situation. What game?
Yeah.
What game was that we played? Something that had the
That was
juggernaut
X-Men.
in it.
Call of
Call
Duty,
of
Modern
Duty.
Oh, okay.
Where, right after you got finished taking down so many, then you heard this big loud, sound, and the juggernaut came out. I do hope they find a way. I don't know what direction they could go in besides something like a juggernaut, but I hope they find a creative way to,
That's tough though, because especially in
Yeah.
an FPS game like this, it's not like a mystical creature or
Right, a
that you're
fantasy
battling.
creature.
Well,
Yeah.
if they're doing gangs, yeah, that'd be an issue. But if you're doing like like if you're in a cave somewhere, you have a super copion that's been experimented on and mutated somehow.
Yeah,
Different. Yeah,
you
that'd be
could do
cool.
that. Yeah,
It
you
could
could
be
do
something like that. Yeah, something
Or a
but
pyro
cool,
crab.
yeah,
Crab,
yeah, you
yeah.
can see that. But as
Mhm.
far as like a NPC human boss,
NBC, yeah, I'm just wondering.
that's gonna be tough. That's
There are
gonna be tough.
There are a couple
Bad.
more dev posts before we get to Kalrati's thoughts. But Jack Pierce continued to say the NPCs can use railguns currently, and they're teaching them how to target ships and vehicles currently, so they can slot some NPCs with railguns if you show up. They can also they can have that archetype station and the outpost leads to fun, bigger missions, like sending some ground crew in to put anti-vehicle guys off when you can roll in. And they wanted to add more animal type bosses. The storm rolls are pretty big. So yeah, that's a bullet sponge for you. Kalrati, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so apart from, and I do agree that the whole bullet sponge is something that we have a lot more avenues, at least once the devs have the time and the resources that they can explore, I think. For instance, just as how we were talking about the mechs, I remember this one game, Horizon Zero Dawn, where the HP usually came from the number of parts that a machine had or a boss had. So the goal was, or the effectiveness in taking down that boss or even a monster, wasn't necessarily continuing to hit that monster or entity, again and again and again. You can do that, yeah, but the effectiveness came from targeting specific parts, similar to how we target different parts in ships. So perhaps maybe when it comes to our armor, not only do we have a single entity of a leg armor, but we have certain core parts that we can possibly target. Similar to how, for instance, we have the HP of our body in general has now been decoupled from the global HP to discretized segments. So being able to shoot, let's say, for example, the shin of a leg armor can perhaps be something that's more effective compared to shooting just generally anywhere. But of course, this is bearing in mind the armor plays a crucial role in discretizing the importance of effective placements of your shots. So you can have the same. I'm thinking you can have possibly the same global HP, but in terms of the damage that's received, it's dependent on where you actually hit the shots. Similar to how we are looking at the decoupling of ship damage with regards to Maelstrom and the placements of your shots.
Okay, I got it.
Kalrati, I have the ultimate whirl ball.
Tell me.
That sound comes in, that big bong, and Molly shows up.
Oh no, Bob! That'd be too OP. That'd be too OP.
Mowing folks down with that golf cart.
There's no way we can win.
Oh my God. Okay, all right. But in all seriousness, check it out. So I did Kalrati's idea, and I gotta jump off of that one. What if the boss has a heal mechanic?
Oh yeah, that's true. Because NPCs can't really heal themselves right now, can they?
What if that boss has a heal mechanic? And what if something in that, that arena, I'm gonna call it the arena, something in that arena you have to go in and do in order to take away his heal mechanic.
Okay. Yeah, that would.
Possible.
You know what you could do also, instead of it being a kill. I mean, this would make it to me really. Instead of it making that you had to go in and kill him, you'd have to subdue him, and maybe he would have like information. Yeah, and maybe he would have information you'd have to interrogate. I mean, I'm going probably way too far than they could go, but that I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I think for this first iteration, it is just be kill. Maybe down the line they can make it more specialized and stuff like that, more complicated. But Cataclysm DM, thank you for our first subscription for the month in August. Appreciate it. Thank you, Cataclysm. There are a couple more details I want to get to before we get to our community video. So this one is from Jack Pierce again. Okay, so yeah, the giant bullet sponge. Okay, I think I've already read that one. Yes, I already read this one. Alright, so this one. Okay. The sniper NPCs currently don't have glint, so their accuracy is lower than it should be. They have their own profile to basically have accuracy increase the longer you remain in sight. So it's more likely you've been playing against them correctly and slowly on the service behavior. Snipers, enemies were used sparingly in P23 content, but you see more of them as areas were designed with them in mind come online. They also only have a lower damaging sniper since we use the same damage profile for players and NPCs, so they don't take away 70% of your HP when you get hit, because the accuracy is calculated at percent chance based on other factors. The main reasons why I'm cautious about giving them a P6LR act tab. The Jonas asked about the NPC and players using the same weaponry, and Jack Pierce responded, they use the same values except, I think they mean except HP. That's what it said. It's a risk giving them a P6LR. So yeah, those of you who are an FPA, what does that mean for you? Does that make you worried for the future?
Oh boy. Especially for especially for open-based environments. Having NPCs use these kinds of snipers can be pretty deadly, but of course it could also increase the importance of or the value of an area to actually get there. In many games that I've played, long-distance snipers or snipers in general have always been a pretty important target to take out first. So that can be a good indication that, hey, this place can be possibly well guarded for certain reasons that would indicate, okay, the loot there or any kind of valuable items there may be well worth infiltration.
Okay, any other thoughts?
No.
So yeah, that is the discussion about bosses. So yes, I don't know how big this thread is, but yeah, that do a firestorm somewhat. You talk about bosses.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've been joking for a while. Like, I think the Arboreal Stalker would be a good raid boss, and
that would be lovely.
They drop equipment somehow that you have to keep building up to get the next boss, a raid boss. So yeah, the whip crab would be another one. So, but yeah, CIG is talking about human NPCs for now. So we'll see how that goes. Looking forward to seeing that. All right then. So I guess it's time for our community content. So we're doing something a little different this time. Red Bear 1 found this video and put it on our Discord. And this is from SuperMacBrother. I'm not going to show the whole video. I just wanted to show this specific part about using Tobii Eye Tracker 5 to scan your face in game. So let's check it out. I'm not going to go full screen, so this is only a couple of minutes. So let's check it out.
And if you do want to watch as we do what we do, be sure to follow the link in the description to twitch.tv/SuperMacBrother and come and hang out with us all. You are all more than welcome, whether you are new or a veteran. I should be live later this afternoon, in fact, and it's also a great place to ask your questions. Now, before we finish the video, I was told by my good mate Deacon that you can actually use your Tobii Eye Tracker 5 to scan your face while you are in the character customizer, and it will then make use of the current head and face assets in the creator to recreate you in the game, allowing you to just then apply hair, beards, and so on. Now, to do this, of course, you will need a Tobii Eye Tracker 5, but you go into the character customizer, pick the gender you want, then press the spacebar, which you will then notice in the bottom left-hand corner, the instructions changing, back out of the character customizer to the main menu, and then re-enter the customizer, pick your gender again, and then you will see your scanned character, at which point you can then add hair, eyebrows, beards, and whatever else you want. Now, I had no idea that this was possible, so thank you, Deacon, for bringing this to my attention, and as you can see from this video, this was my result. Now, they will be adding many more heads and facial features in upcoming patches, which will offer a lot more range of assets for this automated process to choose from, but it's pretty cool already, and an added bonus if you own the Tobii Eye Tracker, of which I do 100% recommend getting, as I use mine every time I play Star Citizen, and it is currently on sale right now at 15% off until the 5th of August. Using the link in the description will not just take you to that deal, but it will also provide my channel with a direct kickback, helping me to continue making these videos. So thank you so much if you have done so already. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. A bit of a...
And that's that when I stop there. But yeah, so this is not new because it's been in game for a little bit. But yeah, I just want to ask people, does it make you want to get a Tobii Eye Tracker? For this specific, no?
I already have one.
You already have one?
I already
Which
have
one?
The
5?
I think.
Okay. And have you tried using this feature?
No.
You gonna try it later?
I may. I don't know. We'll see.
You don't want your face in game? No?
Government's looking for me, so yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right. I hear you. All right. How about you, Pops?
Me? Yeah, I'm gonna scan my face in, and I'm gonna change the gender to female. She's gonna be the ugliest woman in the game.
Wow. Okay. You can do that, I guess. Yeah, Kalrati.
Yeah. So I tried it with my webcam, and it's because you don't need the Tobii Eye Tracker to do it. So shout out to Face Over IP. But with a Tobii Eye Tracker, I'm guessing it's going to be more accurate. But the thing is, just like the Gomab and I think it was Fierce, they were saying in game, it's not. I think it's because of the limited face pools. I did get a result, but it wasn't as accurate as I would like. So I got the result. It gives you bold and everything without any kind of facial features. But I'm guessing because of the face pools or the DNA pools, they need more base assets to give you that kind of combination. But yeah, so I guess the fundamentals are there, but not to the extent that we would like to get something that's super close. You know, that I think the sculpting mechanic most likely can do a better job than the face over IP.
Yeah, like I said, this is not really new, but I just want to put it back out there so people who may not know about it will find out about it. So like, yeah, like Kalrati, thank you for reminding people that they can use a regular camera too. Your results may vary. One thing I will say is that make sure you have good lighting, because that typically helps with these kind of things. And I have a link here for the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. It is on sale, 15% off. Normally $280 US, now it's $237 US. So yeah, for me that's a bit much for a eye tracking or a camera. Like if it was $140, I'd definitely buy it. Well, no, I would consider if it's $140, but if it was like $80, I would definitely get one. But yeah, it's a bit much for me. So props to y'all who already have one. Yeah. All right.
So, FC.
Yeah.
answer your question that you get. Are you gonna do it?
I don't have a Toby Yaku out
You're
there,
facing it.
I may try it with just to see how ugly my character will be.
No, it can't be any uglier
We'll
than
see.
mine. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right then. So that is the end of this show. Wow, we made it through the whole thing. All right. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Coming up this Saturday is Soul Voices at 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UTC. That's where you talk with Griffin Gaming RPG about what's going on this week in Star Citizen. But more of a one-on-one conversation. He'll pick something from Reddit, something from Spectrum, and something from the industry in general, or he'll just go off on his own tangent. And, generally a good time, a lot of fun. So yeah, that's Soul Voices at 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. UTC, and that's part of Podstat, or Podcast Saturday, starting with Soul Voices and going to Captain Table, and then ending with Relay at 9 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. UTC. So full day of podcast for you. And then Sunday, Kalrati, you know about this coming episode? No, you don't?
No, I do not.
All right, I'll do it then. Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. Soul Citizens Update 324. That's 7 p.m. again. And it's basically talking about the update that's coming up. Yeah, there's mention from a bunch of ISCs and monthly reports and all the what have you. So it should be a fun show. Again, at 7 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. And yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to see who I wanted to raid. Here, so let me see that. Oh, someone posted a message. Okay, so we are going to raid Timmy65. So thank you, Fifth Space. Thank you, Patton Space. Thank you, Kalrati, for joining me. Thank you for the sub. Thank everybody and for watching. If you want to follow us on social media, we're Soul Citizen, but that's on here and everywhere. You want to support us by buying our merchandise, joining us on Patreon, clicking the join button on YouTube, clicking the subscribe button on Twitch. Make sure you hit like and follow depending on what platform you're on, and hit the notification bell so you know when we go live. And we're going to raid Timmy65. So with that, peace, love, and soul.